After all, that is God's gift. Time is a gift. Every minute is a gift, especially because we don't know when that clock strikes midnight and we all turn back into pumpkins. Now, the other night, for those of you who don't listen to the morning show, I'm not by nature known to be openly emotional. I'm passionate on a lot of issues, but I'm not an emotional guy. I leave that to my manic depressive co-host. But the other day, I realized that my baby had completely ruined me in this way. I have a 4-month-old, and she is gorgeous. She's sleeping outside right now, and she's just aside. My wife is the love of my life, and this is the love of my life part 2. And the other night, she was crying in the middle of the night, which is always the worst. And it's time for her to go to bed, and she's trying to cry it out. And we're new parents, so we're trying to figure out what's the best sleep situation. And we've asked, don't worry, I know you're all going to come up and give advice. It's a Jewish house, but I promise you, I've gotten advice from everybody on this. And so she's crying, and I go in there, and I put my hand on her chest, and I'm just kind of rocking her, right? And the crib is rocking, and she's in the pack and play, and the crib is rocking. And she's crying, and finally she starts to quiet down. And then finally she starts to fall asleep. And I found myself crying, which was unusual, because usually that's only after I hurt myself. I found myself tearing up, which by the way, when I cry, makes my wife deeply happy, because she realizes I'm not a robot when I cry. I found myself starting to tear up. And the reason that I was tearing up is because it occurred to me that there's going to be a time, sometime down the road, when she gets old enough and I get old enough, that there'll be a time when I'm not there to rock her anymore, right? Well, there'll be a time when she's in pain and there's something bad going on in her life, and I'm not going to be there to put my hand on her chest and rock her to sleep anymore. And it's a depressing and difficult thought. And that's when I started to think about it, and I realized that really the only comfort in life, the only comfort for the Jewish people, the only comfort for all of us, is that the moments that I spend with her are going to live forever. The moments in which I teach her about life, the moments I spend rocking her now, those are moments that are going to last her entire life, and she'll pass that down to her kids, and they'll pass that down to their children.